Carl Weinberg is with us. He's over the phone joining us. He's a chief economist and the founder of High Frequency Economics. Mike's staying with me as well. And Carl, let me just take the rate decision first and what you make of that.
Oh, hi, Betty. Good morning. Thanks for having me on. We're thinking that the rate decision is the first of two or more new steps we're going to get out of the ECB under Draghi's leadership coming into this crisis situation. What can the ECB do? They can increase liquidity. And we think that Mr. Draghi, as a trained monetary economist, understands that he has to expand the balance sheet of the ECB. Now, he can't buy bonds without setting off a firestorm, but he can increase the balance sheet of the ECB by getting the market to take more repos and putting more liquidity on the books of the banks to protect them. So one way to get them to get more liquidity is to make that liquidity cheaper. So this is the first of at least two moves that we'll probably see today coming out of the new Draghi ECB.
Well, Carl, what do you think that they're going to do about the bank lending? Are they going to keep their lending programs in place just at a cheaper price then?
Well, I think they're going to offer more repos. I think they're going to offer more repos for longer term, and they're going to have a cheaper price, and they're going to encourage banks to amp up on their reserves in the anticipation of a firestorm. Yeah. If you're a bank right now in Europe, Mike, I don't think you can borrow liquidity on the interbank market very much. You might be seeing your deposits going down. You need all the cash you can get in these very, very, very uncertain times, which have been amplified by the Greek news in the last day or two. What Draghi is doing is he's responding to that need to try to stabilize the banking system, and it's absolutely the right thing to do. Draghi, as I said, is a trained economist. He's got a PhD from MIT. He understands this stuff, unlike perhaps his predecessor, Mr. Trichet, and He knows exactly what to do in a crisis like this.
But Carl, this gets back, though, to the fundamental issue, which is, the ECB is doing what it can, but really, how does that address the fundamental problem going on in Europe right now is that for a lot of these countries, Italy, Spain, Greece, of course, most of all, they've got government spending more than what their economies are growing. They have to resolve that first. No ECB help can solve that for them.
That's exactly right. I'm getting some noise on the line here, Betty. I'm hoping you can hear me. But what we're looking at is, the debt crisis. There are several different dimensions to it. You can't rehabilitate the borrowers. So what we're looking at is, I'm sorry, Betty, your control room is blocking in here and creating noise on my side of the line. The ECB, the only thing the ECB can do is support the banks so that they're stronger and better able to withstand this crisis. And that's what they're stepping up to the plate to do. The second step of this will be increasing bond purchases by the ECB, or at least announcing that they're going to go ahead with this no matter what, and continue to buy bonds almost without limit until the market stabilizes. And that's what we're looking for in the press conference.
Okay, all right. And that press conference, of course, about to start at 9:30 here Eastern Time. Carl, thank you for joining us. Carl Weinberg of High Frequency Economics.